Welcome to The Art of Impact, where we reveal how creativity isn't just inspiring big ideas, it's a force powering social equity, economic inclusion, and human connection in today's ever-evolving world. Here, we chat with artists, activists, and other creative change makers who are bridging gaps, sparking dialogues, and inviting you to reimagine the future alongside them. I'm your host, Christopher Coritsidis, founder and CEO of Opus One Foundation, and on this episode of The Art of Impact, we're examining the vital role of the artist in our society with the incomparable Holly Dorger. Holly is a principal dancer with the Royal Danish Ballet and an Opus One artist ambassador. Her personal journey and professional career is defined by dedication, passion, and artistic excellence, from becoming a United States champion in Scottish Highland Dancing at age 10, to earning a full merit scholarship to the School of American Ballet at age 14, and eventually joining the Royal Danish Ballet upon personal invitation from Nikolaj Hübbe at age 18. While global publications like Culture ID praise her sweetness, charisma, and impressive technique, Holly's impact extends far beyond the stage. In 2016, she was knighted by Her Majesty Queen Margrethe II of Denmark as a Knight of the Order of Dannebrog. She is also a Hummel Love athlete, celebrated for her commitment to changing the world through the power of dance. And without further ado, Holly, welcome to The Art of Impact.
Thank you for having me.
We've shared so many special moments together, from going to Nairobi the first time in 2016 and the last time we saw each other, which was 2018 when we performed together in Copenhagen. I've been really looking forward to revisiting all these special moments with you. So shall we dive in?
Let's dive in. Let's do it.
So I feel like, for many artists, there's a defining moment where the why behind, the work that we do shifts. It's a point where the pursuit of, the technical mastery in the studio and the practice room evolves into a mission that's much bigger than ourselves. So at the foundation, we call this the Opus One moment. Rightfully so, right? So it's this precise moment where we say practice meets purpose. Once an artist crosses that threshold, the way they inhabit the world and the impact they leave behind is very different. So Holly, looking back on your journey, what is your Opus One moment? When did you realize that your gift could do more than just move an audience?
I find it hard to actually pinpoint one moment. I feel like there's a sequence of events that kind of happened that lead to, I guess, that moment. But it wasn't one specific performance or one specific interaction. Ballet in particular, but probably for any art form where you need so much dedication, it can start in kind of a selfish way. Because it's you that goes out on stage, and it's you that's fighting to go up the ranks, and it's you that wants to dance better, and it's you that wants to reach your full potential. And so you're kind of, in a way, starting in a very me version of the art form. And then I feel through experience, through actually performing, through people that you meet, it kind of it's you sweat from doing a really hard ballet. It kind of you sweat it out, where it's no longer about me. Yes, I still care whether or not I land my double pirouette because I have a technical bar that I expect of myself. But the goal is more, how do I create a connection with this audience of 1,500 people and try to become a permanent memory, but not about me as the memory, but about the feeling that it evoked in them to be the permanent memory, and what that hope or connection or realization that then they take forward out into their life. So I guess if I had to choose a moment, I would say I've been sweating it out.
There are so many moments.
There's so many moments. Every show I sweat, I'm sweating out one more layer of giving back.
Well, that's the beauty of the arts, right? Because it's that moment that's, we spend so many years to your point, just me in a practice room, in a dance studio, with coaches, with teachers, whomever, just looking to be the best version of ourselves. And it almost feels like it's just for ourselves until the moment comes where, okay, we're on a stage now, right? And if we're just there for ourselves, we're almost losing the point of what we're doing, right?
Yes.
So audiences come to be moved, and like you said, those 1,500 people, it's like there is this symbiotic living relationship with the audience between you, the performer, and these people who have shown up that night, and they're looking to be moved, they're looking to be transformed. I think it's so beautiful that you're thinking of it not as a singular moment, but it's a sequence of events, which is probably most true to reality. As a principal dancer, you certainly represent the pinnacle of, artistic and technical excellence. But I think I know, being a former performer, maintaining that level day after day after day is an immense challenge. And especially so when it's a physically demanding job like dance. Is there a secret to being a world-class performer, you think, and balancing that out with being a healthy human being? And if so, what's your secret?
There's some matter of facts. Yes, it's good to take, you should be taking your ballet training arguably every day. You should be keeping up on your exercises, keeping your body healthy, keeping yourself fueled with good food. And, there's A, B, C, D, and E of everything that can push you up into this best ability to accomplish what you're going after. But I think ultimately being present, because if you're 100% present, then you're authentic. And so it is hard to let go of nerves sometimes, or wanting so bad to do well that you actually do worse. So trying to really let every step be what it is and try not to add too many extra layers. We are working on Giselle right now, and the mad scene can be interpreted many different ways. But I feel that the more in it you can be, and just to truly feel it, so you're not acting it, you're not overacting or even underacting. It's just it's so genuine. And because it is provoking feelings of betrayal, and we all know basically that feeling on some level, you have so much to tap into that you can make it real, even though, yes, on the 6/6 I need to be on stage right, and so being really present in everything that you do.
It's keeping you grounded, right? And it's wise words that you carry off stage too. And I think that's also the secret to being a great performer. You can't really show up on stage, and some days you're faking it, right? Because you're because you're not feeling well, you had a bad day, and you have to do the job. But I think ultimately great performers like yourselves and others, it's when you show up on stage authentically, kind of putting it all out there, that's what creates those magical moments. Do you think that that's part of the profession that people don't really see or hear or necessarily talk about, that maybe we should talk about more so?
Yeah, absolutely. Before I start a show, I always kind of hold my chest, or you could say my heart, right above my heart. And I kind of say to myself, I just really hope it goes well, but I'm so thankful to be right here, right now. And so it kind of eliminates the nerves that you feel, because you replace one emotion with another. And gratitude is such a giving emotion, versus nervous is kind of more a me emotion, that you can switch the state of mind almost.
Yeah, and it's more about what you're giving, right, versus receiving in that moment.
Yes. And I think that would be something good, because it's a silent art form in that we don't speak. You would never know that that's kind of what's going on inside the head backstage.
It's nerve-wracking. I think that's something that maybe those who aren't necessarily artists in the sense that they're in the performing arts, but those who ever have to stand up in a room and have to deliver a speech or, give a public talk, I think that's something that maybe everyone kind of fears, and maybe also what makes people so intrigued by performers that do it night after night. It's like, my God, how do you put yourself out there like that in such a vulnerable state and just leave it all on the floors? Right. And so anyone who's listening, know that, performers do get nervous, right? But you kind of overcome it. And, Holly's secret is gratitude. So maybe my next question is maybe a little bit informed by my own personal interest. I've been revisiting Stranger Things. It's a bit of a binge watch, and the whole upside down and parallel universe is very much in the forefront of my mind. So I wanted to ask you, in your parallel universe, not the upside down, where let's say you, Holly, would have chosen a different path, where after your name isn't necessarily prima ballerina. Which passion of yours do you think might have become a profession?
It is a good question. I always kind of come back to this idea of I would have loved to have been, or maybe still can be, an author one day. There's something about the stories and creatures, like fantasy worlds you can create and being creative. So maybe an author. I would have loved that. When I was really little, I joked, or not joked, I was serious. I wanted to be a vet. And then I have really, really bad vision. And so I've always been interested in eyeballs. So maybe I would have gone down the path of understanding why I have such bad vision.
No time like the present or a future occupation, right? So, I mean, it's always there. I think it's so interesting about being an author, because something I remember about you when I had the great privilege a few years back when we did do that performance at the Royal Danish Theatre, and seeing backstage and seeing you in action and the whole process of what it truly is like to be a part of a ballet company. And I do remember your notebook. So when you just said an author to me, it just triggered. I was like, oh, interesting. It's kind of there. And I was wondering, is that a part of your process for getting into character, your notebook?
Yes.
It is.
Oh my God. My notebook is like my version of the Bible for me. It's so important for me. I write everything down, from corrections to emotions to goals of what I'm aiming for, and ideas of maybe how can I achieve those goals, or what type of feeling is the character feeling in certain moments. That's my secret weapon, is notebook.
It's so cool. It's going to be interesting to see the switch. You're the character writing the story, and then it's going to be you're the author writing the story for the character.
Yeah.
In the future. So,
yeah.
Cool. So I want to now go back almost 10 years, if you can believe it. In 2016, asking you, hey, Holly, would you like to come to Nairobi to work with Opus 1 and the Ghetto Classics program and perform at the National Theatre of Kenya? I just wanted to go back to that moment and ask you, do you remember anything about getting that email?
I clearly remember that moment, because I thought it was too good to be true. So much so I thought it was spam. Like a spam mail. I was like, are they tricking me? Could this be real? Would they really do? Would they really bring me to Africa? Like Africa. I was a bit like, right away, Google search Christopher Coritsidis. Like, who is this person? But I was so excited. I also remember it was before our season. No, it was like the first week of our season. And so I had to write my boss right away and ask for permission, because I would be missing like the first week. And I remember he had his like automated response of like out of office. And I was like texting him, calling him, emailing him. Like I was like, you have to respond. Please respond. It's Africa. Like we have to go.
You're super determined. You're like, Nikolaj, I don't know where you are, but we're going to find you.
I was like, look at this opportunity. Look what their morals. Look at what they stand for. Look at what they're doing. I was like, I want to be a part of this. This sounds like life-changing. And it was. It really was.
And life-changing for Opus 1, because you literally, I mean, with the exception of Jorge, who's the first artist who came to Kenya before Opus 1 was even Opus 1, a few months before. But I think of you as an OG, because I feel like that moment, it was August right?
Yeah, it
August
was
2016
August.
when we did the performance and we did some workshops with the kids from Ghetto Classics. And I just remember that was pretty definitive. And it was the first time we even used the Opus One Foundation name.
Yeah.
So it's hard to believe that it's been 10 years since then. Okay, so you get the email. Nikolaj approves. You're on a plane. You're coming to Nairobi for a few days because you were allowed to leave for what, 4 or 5 days, I think?
4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember, or is there some, let's say, moment in your mind from that experience that you think only you could have experienced there? Was there something really unique about going to Kenya, going into Congo, working with the kids of Ghetto Classics and the other programs that we had visited?
Kind of in a non-serious way, I remember so clearly when the airplane was landing and I saw a zebra for the first time. I was like, oh my God, there's a zebra. It's going to be on the runway. So excited, but also scared for the zebra.
Yeah.
That blew my mind. Then I would say there's two moments in particular inside Korogo shows. I remember I had finished the teaching, seeing the kids picking up ballet or trying ballet for the first time and seeing their enthusiasm and their kind of joy behind it, even if their feet were going the wrong way. They were figuring it out, and it was so endearing. But then they had me watch them dance, but like their style of dance, so the African dance.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember just having this moment of like, okay, wow.
Like, I can't do that, or I wouldn't even dare try to do that.
I was like, you guys can move. I mean, wow. And then it just made you realize, yes, ballet is a gift, but obviously there's many types of dance, and you don't necessarily have to have maybe the strictest form to create these emotions and these vibes and connections. And I just was blown away at how amazing they could move.
Yeah.
And they were having so much fun.
I also remember them teaching us to dance.
Yeah.
That was pretty special.
And then there was a moment I put on my point shoes. This might have been our second trip.
I think it was our second one, and it was in Kabir.
Our second trip.
I know this moment you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah. And I put on my point shoes, and from a ballerina perspective, all the conditions were the worst of the worst, right? Like no dance floor, not sprung. This pair of point shoes are going to be dead in 2 seconds, but none of it mattered because as soon as I put them on, and I didn't do much, I just did like some bourrées, some passes, some échappés, just like some relatively simple steps on ballet. The reaction in the room of the kids, it felt like 200 kids. I don't know how many kids were in that room, but that room was stuffed with children, and they were like singing the movements that I was doing. So if I was moving from left to right, it was like, whoa! And then like, if I did a passe, it was like, ah! Like they were having these shouts and they were just so into it. And that moment was so powerful to see them see something they've truly never seen live before.
And I remember that because I wasn't in the room, but I was outside. I think it was a school, and it was 2 stories in Kibera, which is the largest or informal settlement in Nairobi. And I remember being outside and I could feel that the actual structure was shaking. And I said, what is going on in that room? These kids are going wild. I thought you were doing like a full-on production. So to see the video back, that like you said, it was fairly simple, right? And the conditions were not conducive for you to do leaps and anything super fancy, but just seeing this new form of dance was just, it opened up their world.
Really humbling, especially compared to, I would say, the average person in Denmark. Their standard of living is just so much lower. And yet the passion and the humanity and the joy was so strong. It was really cool to feel that.
Do you think our trips together to Kenya changed your perception of what the arts are?
Absolutely. You always believe that there's an impact or that the arts can reach a community. to see it live in such poor living conditions, and yet the impact still was so incredible. It was super humbling. I remember thinking, like, this is the most heartbreaking experience, because you see that even, getting water, or they're digging through the trash, like, it was heartbreaking to watch, and yet it was the most rewarding.
Yeah, because I think you find that special place where you can be you, because so many of these communities, there's so many people in such tight quarters that I think if you're able to participate in a dance program or a music program or a theater program or anything that's related to the arts, that's kind of your space.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what's so powerful, at least for me, with Ghetto Classics and with the young musicians. It just felt like I don't necessarily need a physical space of my own, but there's now this emotional safe haven for me where I'm playing the violin, playing the trombone, and maybe I'm dancing. Even if it's just for myself, it's for myself. Okay, so enough of the past. We're now in 2026. And I think, just seeing the impact of arts programs underscores the reason why we do what we do. So as you move through the world of dance today, is there something that's on the horizon, or maybe that's even taking place now in the world of dance that's really exciting you?
It's kind of funny, because sometimes I feel I can be really old school, and I see the changes. There's a lot more focus on mental health. And I think that is a huge positive. Dancers, artists, they should get access to learning skill sets to have good mental health and be taught strategies of how to deal with pressure and how to deal with nerves and all of that, because my generation didn't. So you either kind of self-taught, figured it out yourself, or broke. And I have seen some dancers in my career who had every potential, and they broke under, it could be individual, but pressure or injuries or stage fright, like all these different things. So I do think there's a really, really positive movement happening.
It's great to hear, and I think it's something that goes back to a little bit earlier in our conversation, just around, grounding and self-care. Right? Like, how do you find that balance between being a great world performer, but also being a healthy human being? So I think it's really great that institutions like the Royal Danish Ballet is being proactive. There's so much going on right now. Mental health crises, from young kids to even, seniors and mature adults, gender inequality around the world, international conflict, climate crises. And I'd say many of us are asking ourselves, what can we do? What should we do?
Yeah.
There was a study that I had come across from the New England Journal of Medicine a few weeks back that found that frequent dancing is associated with a 76% reduction in the risk of dementia among seniors, and that dance/movement therapy can lower symptoms of depression and anxiety in teenagers by 40%. So it's like going back to your point about sparking conversations and having people feel things, but I think when you can shift people biologically too through dance, it's pretty powerful. So now that we can essentially quantify the benefits of dance, the physical, the mental, the emotional, do you think we'll see dance being embraced or maybe even prescribed by doctors as a tool for greater health and well-being?
Actually, yes, I do. I actually do. I was in Colorado, so where my family lives, and I don't remember the exact title, so please excuse if I'm saying it wrong, but she was like a dance therapist. And it was exactly that. It was where patients would come to her and they would dance together to help their symptoms. And I remember I asked her, I think probably like a million questions, because I was so mind blown. I was like, wait, that's a thing? You can do that? Do you really see the difference? Do people come? Are people embarrassed? Can you actually get them to get off their chair and do it? Like, how do you create a safe space? I went at her. But like, I do think that will become more and more a thing.
Yeah, I think it's the most holistic integration of dance that we would all latch onto. I think what keeps us maybe against the wall is like, oh, I'm a little bit shy to, bust some moves. What happens if I'm offbeat or I just look a little
Right.
bit silly? But I think if we shift people's mindsets that no, even if you're looking silly, just the act of movement is actually, building new neural pathways for the healthier brain, your body. You're having exercise, right? You're boosting oxygen levels, you're reducing your cortisol levels. So I think there's something there now with science that we're just kind of tapping into that, oh, dance isn't just something we enjoy watching, or it's something that's, oh, for those that can do it, it's for everyone, and it's something that we all should be doing in some shape or form. If you're a little bit, shy, maybe do it in, your own little room and you can dance by yourself. But I think everyone should really just embrace it because it's good for your mind, your body, your spirit.
This friend of mine who is the dance therapist, she took me to this evening where basically it was just a group of people showed up to dance. And there was a drummer and maybe two other people playing instruments, and the whole point was to let go and just dance. And I remember telling her, I was like, I'm not going to be good at this. I'm a little bit of a control freak. I like when you give me steps and I perform them to as close to as perfection as I can. And then she was like, no, you have to just let go. And I remember they started and you kind of move a shoulder, looking around, and you feel so self-conscious and people are going to judge me. Or for me, I have an extra layer in a sense of that. I'm like, oh, if they know I'm a ballerina, they're going to expect a certain degree of how good my wiggles are. And she was just outside. She was running around. She was dancing. And it was so kind of healing to be around an energy like that. And to have this community of 30 people just dancing for an hour.
If more artists were engaged not to just perform per se, but were invited into dialogues, to sit at tables with policymakers, those who are looking at regional and global economies, and even people in technology, right, who are designing the gadgets and gizmos that are controlling our world these days. Do you think the world would look different if artists were sitting at that table?
Yeah, I do. I feel like the inner drive maybe would be shifted. I think, quite often money, power, fame. I think if some artists were there, it could maybe influence. So it's not so black and white. There would be more empathy. There'd be more understanding. There'd be more, humanity. Humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the human layer of this might be what you're saying on paper, but this is actually what it's going to feel as a human. Yeah, I think that would actually be really good.
So, again, not trying to age ourselves here, but is there, let's say, a hard-earned truth or let's say perspective of yours that you would most want, let's say, the next generation of dancers or artists to carry forward?
I feel quite often that when you realize that it's not just about you anymore, that quite often that it trickles down from your coaches or the people before you. And so it would be to pay attention. This gift that you have can be used for so much good. You're capable of making so much change, even more than you think, by what you do. Don't stop yourself short, because you could make a really great change that is bigger than you, that's bigger than the art form.
Change the world. If you believe
change the world. Come on, next generation.
If you believe it, you feel get out there and do it. Right? I think that's the whole thing. It's moving from the idea of something into the doing of something.
Yeah.
Totally. And I feel like the next generation is very much moving in that direction, which gives me a lot of peaceful nights, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely. I also found Alyssa Liu from the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
I thought she was so cool.
Yeah.
She took a break and then she came back to it filled with her love for the sport.
Hmm.
That sends such a good message. Such a
Yeah.
good, like, breaking out of this strict form. Like, there's only one path and one way to achieve. And she just blew that up. And I thought that was so cool.
Holly, before I let you go, we do have a rapid fire round where I'm gonna put the clock. You'll have 90 seconds. Yeah, I know. I didn't tell you that I was gonna time it, but I'm gonna give you 90 seconds to answer 10 questions that we pulled via Instagram. So let me just set the clock.
Okay.
Now brace yourself.
Bring it on.
Okay. So Holly, what's your go-to song to bust out some killer moves to?
Is it called Name of the Game or ABBA, Dancing Queen?
Awesome. What's your favorite role that you've ever performed?
Oh, I always divide it up in categories. Alice, Giselle, Bello de la Regina.
Okay, we'll let you get away with that, even though it's cheated. Who's your favorite dancer?
Probably like Fred Astaire.
Tell us about your dream collaboration. Anyone, anywhere, anytime.
Judy Garland, Broadway.
1930s?
Yeah, yeah. Or a film set with Judy Garland.
That's a good time. Who are the 3 people you'd want to have dinner with tonight, dead or alive?
3. Okay, I have to put Judy Garland on my list. George Balanchine would be fascinating. And then like Tina Turner or like Aretha Franklin. Someone from Motown.
You're showing your Detroit roots.
I know, I am. I really am. I am.
So, what's your superpower? And then, what would others say is your superpower?
My superpower, I think, is I'm really good at compartmentalizing.
Mm.
So if there's issues to be dealt with, I can like put them aside while I need to do a performance. I think other people would say, I would say from a dancer's perspective, people would say I always appear very calm.
So true. If you could solve one major global issue today, which would it be?
Oh my gosh.
It's only one, Holly. We gave you, you said 3 roles before, and I asked you which one was your favorite. So this one, you guys stick to just one.
Peace. Can we not take any countries from anybody? Just no wars.
No wars. What's your one word to live by?
Grit.
It's a good one.
Hope. Okay, those 2.
It's okay. Grit and hope, we'll take them. Last but not least, finish this phrase. The arts are
powerful.
Thank you, Holly. You've shown us today what being a world-class artist isn't really just about the height of a jump or the precision of a turn. It's about the depth of your connection to the world around you. It's been an absolute joy to revisit these moments with you and discuss how the arts are shaping our future for the better.
No, it's so good to talk to you. Big hug and love always.
To our listeners, thank you for joining us for this episode of The Art of Impact. If today's conversation moved you, I invite you to visit us at opusonefoundation.org to learn more about our initiatives and how we are working with change makers like Holly and you to activate the arts as a catalyst for social, economic, and environmental impact. To learn more about Holly, you can visit her website, www.hollydorger.com, and follow her on Instagram at Holly Dorger. You can also connect with us at Opus One Foundation. I'm Christopher Coritsidis, the founder of Opus One, and we'll see you next time as we continue to explore the systems, the stories, and the people practicing the art of impact.